lovely colouring friends. My name's Amanda and this is my channel, Amanda Colours. Welcome if you are new, and hi again to those of you who are returning. So today I am taking part in a video tag that my friend Megan from Disney Meg's Colouring tagged me in. She created it for Love Month, February, and it's called the Love of Colouring tag. And to be honest, my answers really are not very interesting. But she tagged me and I wanted to honour that, so I am going to go ahead and answer the questions. And while I do, I am going to be finishing off this page that I started here, which is in Emmanuel Collins' Coloriage Wild. The first one, I've had it for quite a while, but I haven't done anything in it, so this is the first page that I have started. So I'm just going to get my pencils ready. I'm using my Prismacolors, and the Crayola color of the no, I'm not using Crayolas anymore. I was going to, but decided not to. Yeah, so I am really quite happy with how her hair is turning out. So hopefully I don't ruin it, which is always a possibility. And I found a picture. If I remember, I will insert it onto into the video, but I found a picture of these lilies that I really liked. They're a bit different to other lilies that I have seen because, I don't know, I kind of find lilies a little bit garish, to be honest. So I didn't want to do them super bright. Now I'm just trying to find the colour that I want to use. Where's it gone? Here. Okay, so let's get started. These are the questions for the Love of Colouring tag. Yeah. So number one, do you celebrate the love or Valentine's Day? No. Basically, Valentine's Day does get celebrated here in Australia, but it is nowhere near as big as it is in the US. I remember when my stepdad, who is American, first came here to Australia and married my mum, that he always made a big deal out of Valentine's Day, which was really interesting because he didn't really make a big deal out of birthdays or anything like that, but he did with Valentine's Day. So we kind of started to get into it a little bit while he was here with us. But this last Valentine's Day, which was last week, I decided to just kind of have a nice meal for my mum, and I did give her a little card and that sort of thing because it is her first Valentine's Day without my stepdad. But generally speaking, no, I do not celebrate Valentine's Day. And yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get a present and to feel loved and appreciated, but not, I don't know, I just don't really celebrate it yeah. So question number two, do you like or love going out or staying in for Valentine's Day? Well, because I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm just going to speak generally about going out or staying in. I generally prefer staying in because of my health conditions. It's just a bit easier, but also I'm an introvert and I also have social anxiety, so I don't always like going out where the people are. But I do sometimes like to go out because you can't stay home all the time. But my initial general preference would be to stay home. still do fun stuff at home, but yeah, do it at home. So number 3, do you like or love candy or baked goods for Valentine's Day? Again, I will just talk generally. So in Australia, we actually differentiate. So we don't call it candy, we call them lollies for a start. But then secondly, we do differentiate between chocolate and lollies. We don't just call them all candy like Americans do. So I really love gummy lollies. In Australia, we have a brand called Allen's, and they make all different kinds of gummy lollies, and they are my favourites. So I would prefer to get those as a gift. Or I really love Jelly Belly jelly beans, so I would really like those. But I do also like baked goods. But as a gift, I would say lollies. Or candy, however you want to say it. I think it's really interesting that, we all call it English, but the Brits have different words, Aussies have different words, Americans have different words, all for the same thing, and we all supposedly speak the same language. But we don't really. I mean, we do, but we don't. Anyway, enough of that. Number 4. What are some of your favourite love or Valentine's treats? Well, I do like to receive flowers. It doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day or anything like that, but flowers are a bit of a treat. It's not something that, I have around all the time, so that's a nice treat. Or if we're talking food treats, again, it would probably have to be lollies, because I do really love them. Let's do this stamen. I need to sharpen my pencils. The paper in these books is just so beautiful. It's actual watercolor paper, so you could very, very easily use paints and inks and watercolors, whatever you so desire. Which is a whole lot of fun. Okay, question number 5. What is your favourite completed love or Valentine's Day colouring page? So I looked back over the pages that I've coloured so far in February, and there's only really one that can be classified as a Valentine's or love page, I would say. And I'll grab it in just a moment. It is from Aria Vale. And it is this page here, which to me, it looked like she was trying on a little wedding dress. So, I did it in all lovely pastel colours and a wedding love kind of vibe. So that would have to be my favourite because it's the only one that I've done. Yeah, but I really enjoyed adding the metallic watercolour to the mirror. That was fun, and to the and other bits as well. But yeah, that would be my favourite page. Question number 6. what love or Valentine's colouring pages are you planning to colour this month? Well, because we are late in the month, I have coloured pretty much all the pages that I plan to colour. And as I said, that one Aria Veil page was the only love themed page I did, so I guess none. I did actually do a video of lots of Valentine's page options. I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't feel in the mood to colour them, so they didn't get coloured. It's been a bit of a weird month. Well, the last few months have been a bit strange. There's just been so much going on in my family that, yeah, it just, my table must be on a lean. Anyway, yeah, it's just been a hard time. So things like Valentine's Day and what have you just have not been important. And colouring love pages hasn't really been high on my radar. Number 7, what colours do you tend to use on love Valentine's colouring pages? So I really like to use like a pale pink and a really bright red together for you know, Valentine's type things. Not necessarily colouring pages, but when I was doing graphic design, if I was doing things for clients, I'd really love to use that colour combination for Valentine's things. Or using like neutrals and reds. Deep reds are really nice. Red and teal is always a really lovely combination. Or pink and aqua if you want to do like a lighter version. So there's some options. But blush pink and bright red I do really, really like. Oops, didn't realise you couldn't see what I was doing. Number 8, while colouring, what do you love to listen to? Well, mostly I tend to colour and watch TV. So as I've mentioned before, I've been watching quite a few Korean dramas on Netflix. I love to watch like friendly competition reality shows, like cooking competitions or glass blowing competitions, flower arranging competitions, all that sort of thing. Pottery. I really love all those sorts of shows. Oops, I've just totally gone over the line there. Have to get my eraser later. Yes, I like to watch those sort of things. I like to watch home renovation shows. I like watching creative things. Sometimes I like watching detective type things if they're not too intense or too graphic. I really don't. I don't understand watching TV to heighten your anxiety and your like with thrillers and things. They're just not my cup of tea. I know lots of people love them, and more power to you, but I cannot do it. I'm so wound up and anxious all the time anyway. The last thing I need is to do that in my downtime. Sometimes I listen to music. I like listening to Christian worship music. I like listening to music that's like just easy listening. I like Adele and Sam Smith and I also really like Sia, Celine Dion. Lots of different music, to be honest. I've been doing that in the wrong way. Yeah, I like classical music, I like opera. Not really, I'm into like old school R&B, but I'm not really into rap. I just realised I missed some of her hair, so I might just... Okay. Yeah, and I can appreciate some country music, and that's thanks to my stepdad, but it's not really my favourite. Okay, number 9. Do you love markers or coloured pencils or both? So I previously would have absolutely said markers, but I'm really starting to love pencils. For example, I have a few of these books and I have previously only ever used markers in them, but this one I decided to colour in pencil. So I'm getting more comfortable with using pencils and I'm really enjoying the versatility of them. But I do still really love markers, and I also love using both of them together. So basing things out in markers and then adding the details with the pencils. Sorry, I can't always think while I'm colouring it, like talk and think and colour and everything at the same time. And number 10 is, do you love PDFs or actual books to colour in, or both? I do prefer actual books because I like the idea of having the finished book in book form when you're done colouring. But I do like PDFs as well. I do have quite a few. And I need to give them a bit more love, but yeah, books would be my preference. Partly because I just love books. Books in general, not just colouring books. So that is actually all of the questions. But I'm going to continue colouring this so I can finish, because I've had feedback that you guys really like it when a page gets completed during the video, so I want to try and do that as much as I can, and I definitely have been doing it a lot more. And I'm not going to tag anybody in this video because it's basically the end of February already, and it is a February themed tag. Thanks, Megan, for your patience in waiting for me to get to this tag, and for tagging me and creating the tag in the first place. I know a few people have done it and it's been really fun to hear their answers. But if you feel like doing this tag even after February, I'm sure Megan wouldn't mind at all, and you can go to her channel, which I'll have linked in the description, to get the questions. And if you do decide to do it, make sure that you do tag Megan and myself so that we can see your responses. But definitely make sure that you tag Megan because it is her tag. And I know she would love to see your answers. I know a lot of people find grayscale books intimidating, but to be honest, I really like them because they kind of show you where to put your shading, and it's kind of, it's not cheating, but it's like, it takes some of the guesswork, I guess, some of the pressure off while you're colouring. So I had my belated birthday lunch last weekend, which was great. Well, by the time you see this, it might actually be the weekend before. Yeah, it was really lovely. I got to spend some time with some of my friends. Unfortunately, I seem to choose another bad time. So my birthday's in December, but it's almost impossible to do any kind of birthday thing because everyone's got so many Christmas things on. But it seemed like I chose not so great a day again anyway, because quite a few people couldn't make it. But I really enjoyed spending time with those of my friends who were able to make it, and it was just nice. We went to a local Mexican restaurant, and the restaurant made me wear a sombrero because it was my birthday, but I don't mind doing things like that. It's a bit of fun. But yeah, it was really lovely because of my health, I don't really get to get out and see friends much. I can't drive myself very far. I'm a bit reliant on other people in that regards, but I also just don't have a lot of energy to even actually just go out in the first place. And to be honest, I almost didn't make it to my own party because I was not having a good health day. I was in a lot of pain, but it was so worth it. When I got there and got to see my friends, and then I came home and went straight back to bed and spent the whole next day on the couch because I was still in so much pain. But yeah, it was great. So I've actually finished the page, which is cool. I'm really quite happy with it. I like the purple and the green and the soft flowers. Yeah. What do you think? Do you like it? I'm pretty happy with how I was able to use the pencils too. So anyway, now that I've blabbered on long enough, that was my love of colouring tag responses and me finishing this really sweet page in I was going to say the wrong person then. Emmanuel Collins' Coloriage Wild #1 colouring book. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That would be so great. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.